Hello and welcome to the Coaching Crowd podcast with me, Zoe Hawkins, and my friend and co-host Joe Wheatley.
Hi, everybody. Merry Christmas. We wanted to share with you today 8 Christmas-based coaching questions as an offering to you to share around your Christmas table if you're at one, but also maybe just some questions that you can use in quiet contemplation over the festive period.
Yeah, so something a bit playful, something that will hopefully bring meaningful conversation. If you're anything like Joe and I, small talk can drive you slightly round the bend. And, there's a lot of people stuck in a room all together on Christmas Day. So why not make the most of that time for connection and conversation? So, Joe, if you've got a question to kick us off, what's number one going to be?
What part of you deserves to rest and be replenished this holiday season?
Hmm. And in that question, I already feel myself bathing in just the luxuriation of the question and the
Mm.
permission to grant that to myself.
Okay, what's your question?
What's my question? So, I have a list, hence I'm looking down. So, if you could wrap up this year as a gift, what would be inside?
Mm. I'm fixated on the what sort of wrapping paper would I
Well,
have?
I've done shopping was so stressful. I don't think I can go and do many more.
Okay, the next question that I am going to offer you is whose light has helped guide you this year and how might you thank them?
Mm,
So that's
yes.
that's all about cultivating gratitude, connection, relational awareness for you.
Do you
Um,
know, I think in answering that question, and if you do play this with your friends and family, you may be naming those people in that room, and it's a real gift to give to others. In this world where we're obviously busy buying socks and slippers and things that people don't need, actually to hear how another person has been a light in your life, like that's really the true gift of giving, isn't it? So yeah, that's a nice one. Um, okay, so another question then. Imagine that you are at Christmas next year. What are you celebrating and why? And I think there's this thing around celebration that we can overlook it and not pause to celebrate all the small, seemingly meaningless milestones. So I would encourage you as you're thinking about that to not just look at what you might think are like, or the big goals. So you might celebrating doing a marathon or celebrating, I don't know, losing £100. Like, it doesn't really matter what you're celebrating, but what about the small things like celebrating, cultivating a calmer relationship with your child or celebrating, incorporating, I don't know, micro moments where you just connect to yourself. Like there are small things that you can celebrate. It doesn't have to be the big goals.
So my next question for you, and you'd all be laughing if you could see me because I've literally got my fingers out trying to count how many questions we're going through here because we always go over. So my next invitation for reflection is what truth about yourself have you quietly met this year and how will you honor it going forwards?
Do you know, as you ask these questions, I'm running them through my own mind around how would I answer that? I don't automatically know how I'd answer that one, which tells me it's a great question. I love the questions that aren't easy to answer. I'm not sure by now who's still playing the game because if you've had a few glasses of mulled wine, it might be harder to reach those depths of reflection. But it'd be really fascinating, wouldn't it, to see how your loved ones answer those questions.
Mm.
Do you know? And I also just want to honor that not everybody's Christmas will be, happy, joyful, houses full of people. So, however you are experiencing Christmas, these are really valuable questions for yourself as well. And maybe in this moment of where much of the rest of the world has come to some kind of pause, like it's the one holiday where nobody else seems to be working. So it's generally much quieter to gift yourself the opportunity of reflection.
I mean, it's quiet unless you work in retail
Truth.
or hospitality.
or the NHS.
Yes.
So
So,
actually, you're all quite busy.
okay. I've got a
Okay,
few, I've got a few more questions.
go on. You do one more then.
Um, if you could hear the quiet wisdom of your future self this Christmas, what would they thank you for doing now?
Yeah, I would say it's another tricky one.
You know, I love a tricky question.
Well, yeah,
Do you want
yeah.
do you want another one?
No, not really, Joe. No, the game's getting pretty tough now. So, um, okay, I'm gonna go with if I could gift somebody a belief or a mindset shift this Christmas, what would be that gift?
Ooh, controversial.
Yeah. And do you know that was coming from a place of compassion. You know, like I wish for you that you could see you the way I see you. You know, that was the kind of tuning in that I was doing. So I'm thinking, right, I'm in my living room looking around and I'm like, thinking about some of the conversations I may have had during the year. And that came to mind. Like, I wish that you could see yourself the way that I see you. And in order to do that, I would gift you the belief of I don't have to do it all. Or I would gift you the belief of um, I'm okay as I am. That's the essence. So the question may not actually be the one I would ask, but that
So
was the
guess
context.
I guess another way you could ask the essence of that question could be, what have you been holding on to that winter now invites you to lay down?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
You know, drawing on the seasonal nature, you know, like if the more, yeah, not just the season, but nature.
So
Oh,
I
go
have
on.
this. Yeah, no, no. This one is, this is coming from the context of this is my sister, right? As a kid, she would always be so honest. She'd unwrap her presents, and my mum would always say, "If you don't like anything, like I can take it back to the shop." And I would never, ever say I didn't like something. And my sister's always like, "Yeah, can you take this back? I don't like this one. Can I have the money instead?" And so my inspired question is if you could leave something under the tree or send something back this year,
Mm,
what would it be?
mhm.
So it's the kind of same essence, isn't it? Like leave it behind. You don't need that junk in 2026. Yeah.
Yeah. I reckon we're at 8 or
Oh,
9.
9, 10. Yeah. Who knows?
So we decided that this episode would be a shorter episode because we know the festive period is a busy time. Um, we can't summarize the questions we've just shared with you because we picked random questions out of a long list that we generated. But feel free to play the episode back if you were like, oh, I like that second question. What was it? And I think we would just like to say to you all, thank you for going on the journey of this year with us as listeners. Thank you for contributing to ideas for the podcast episodes. Thank you for being a part of the coaching community with us. Many of you are in our coaching crowd community that is on Facebook, and you're welcome to join if you're not currently in there. And we wish for you what you wish for yourselves.
Yeah. And if Christmas isn't a time where typically celebrate in this way, then however you are spending your week this week, we extend the same gratitude and thanks to you for joining us throughout the year. And we're certainly looking forward to next year. It's our fifth podcasting year, so lots of plans for the year ahead. And we hope to see you over there.
Yeah, and if you are feeling a little bit lonely this Christmas, which I think many people will at certain points, sometimes we know we can feel the loneliest when we are with others. Just know that from our homes to your homes, we're sending a lot of love to you, and we hold you in our thoughts.